Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. You know, I've been watching General Hospital for more years than I care to count, and let me tell you, this week's episodes had me shaking my head and chuckling at the same time. I couldn't believe my eyes when Nina Reeves pulled off that quick-thinking move. There she was, grabbing that syringe from under little Wiley's toy truck, just in the nick of time. Jack Brennan was about to get into a real tussle with Valentine over that gun, but Nina stepped right in and stopped it cold. Next thing you know, poor Brennan is lying there paralyzed from whatever was in that needle. Lord have mercy, that woman sure knows how to stir the pot, doesn't she? I sat there on my recliner thinking, Nina, honey, you've gone and done it now. All these years she's been fighting to protect her family, and here she is again, right smack in the middle of another mess. But this time it feels different. This time her own daughter Willow's secrets are about to come tumbling out, and I've got a feeling the payback is going to be a doozy for both mother and daughter. I kept wondering the whole time, what in the world is Nina going to do now? She's got a WSB agent knocked out cold on her hands, and Valentin is standing right there looking at her like he wants answers. In Monday's episode, I reckon he's going to press her hard about what was really in that syringe. I wouldn't be surprised if Nina finally opens up and tells him the truth that Willow slipped Drew something to fake a stroke and has been blackmailing her mama to keep quiet. Now here's the part that really got to me. Nina said she would have helped Willow even without the blackmail. That's a mother's love for you, right there. Flawed as can be, but deep down, she's still trying to protect her girl. Makes my heart ache a little if I'm being honest. We've all done crazy things for our kids, haven't we? I sure hope Valentine steps up with one of those bold Cassadine moves of his. That man's got a soft spot for Nina, and if anybody can help her wiggle out of this tight spot, it might just be him. Man, I love this show. Every time I think things can't get any wilder, they do. I'm glued to the screen, wondering how Nina's going to fix this one without losing everything she cares about. What a ride, folks. What a ride. You know, if there's one thing I've noticed about Nina and Valentine after all these years of watching them, it's that those two will move heaven and earth for their daughters. No matter how messy things get, that parental love always comes first. It warms my heart even when it lands them in a pile of trouble. I was sitting there with my coffee the other day, watching everything unfold, and I could feel how heavy this situation has become for Nina. She's probably going to sit Valentine down and tell him the whole truth, including how Jen Sidwell was the one who supplied those drugs in the first place. You can just see her face, can't you? Looking a little scared but determined, hoping he'll understand that this whole mess has spiraled way out of her control. She never planned for any of this to happen. One thing led to another, and now she's got a paralyzed WSB agent on her hands. Lord, what a pickle she's in. The writers have been dropping these clever little hints lately that keep me guessing. Remember when Nina talked to Drew about his weekly dose? That line made me sit up straight. It clicked right away. That's telling us poor Jack Brennan is probably going to be out cold and stuck in that paralyzed state for a whole week. A full 7 days. Can you imagine trying to hide somebody that long without anybody noticing? That's the part that really had me worried for her. Nina's already thinking ahead, bless her heart. She knows they can't keep Brennan at Willow's house. With those little ones running around, the caregivers coming in and out all day, and people from Drew's office popping by, it's just too risky. One wrong move and the kids could stumble right into that room. The thought of Wiley or Amelia finding a grown man lying there unconscious, that would be a nightmare no mother wants to face. I've got this strong feeling Valentine is going to come through for her. That man has always had a soft spot for Nina, and when it comes to protecting family, he doesn't mess around. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if he makes one of those bold Cassadine-style decisions and says, we're moving him to Carly's place. Hiding Brennan up in that attic for a little while might just buy them the time they need. It's crazy, risky, and exactly the kind of thing Valentine would think of. Carly's house has enough space and enough chaos that one extra person tucked away might go unnoticed for a spell. Watching all this has me smiling to myself like an old fool. These characters feel so real sometimes. They mess up, they panic, they lie to protect the people they love, and somehow you still root for them. Nina's doing everything she can to shield Willow, even when it costs her peace of mind. And Valentine, he's ready to jump in because that's what he does for the people who matter to him. It makes you think about your own life, doesn't it? How far would any of us go for our kids? I'm glued to the screen, wondering how they're going to juggle all this without everything blowing up in their faces. 1 week is a long time to keep a secret like that. Something tells me the fireworks are just getting started. Man, I love this show. It always keeps an old guy like me entertained and guessing right till the end. You know, I've been sitting here in my favorite chair, replaying all this in my head, and I just keep chuckling to myself, thinking about the look on Carly's face when Valentine shows up at her door with a paralyzed Jack Brennan. Can you picture it? That fiery blonde is going to freeze for a second, then her eyes will go wide, and she'll probably plant her hands on her hips like she always does when trouble walks into her house. What in the Sam Hill have you two dragged me into now? I can just hear her voice rising. She's not one to back down, especially when it involves her home and the people she cares about. Valentine's going to have some serious explaining to do, and I bet he'll try that smooth Cassadine charm, but Carly won't be having any of it. She's been through too much in her life to let something this wild slide. And we all know what's coming next. Carly's gonna hunt Nina down and give her a real piece of her mind. She won't hold back. She'll sit Nina down and demand the whole truth, staring straight at her like she's trying to read her soul. Poor Nina's gonna squirm, bless her heart. She'll be twisting her hands, choosing her words so carefully, trying to explain the syringe and Brennan without letting Willow's terrible secret spill out. That's the hardest part for a mother, isn't it? Nina loves her daughter more than anything, even when Willow's done something so wrong. She'll probably dance around the truth, saying just enough to satisfy Carly, but protecting her girl at the same time. I feel for her. It's like walking a tightrope over a fire pit. One wrong word and everything could come crashing down on both of them. Then there's the bigger headache waiting for all of them. What on earth are they going to do when that drug finally wears off? They can't keep Brennan knocked out forever. A week is a long time, but it'll pass quicker than they think. Once he wakes up, that man is going to be furious, looking for trouble, and probably another gun to make his point. Nina and Valentine are going to have to think fast. Maybe they'll try talking sense into him, maybe they'll find a way to make him an ally instead of an enemy, or maybe they'll come up with some clever stall tactic to buy even more time. Either way, it's risky business. These characters have been in tight spots before, but this one feels extra dangerous because so many lives could get torn apart if it goes sideways. From the latest teases, it sure looks like Carly's about to get sucked right into the middle of this storm. She's already got that suspicious sparkle in her eye, and I wouldn't be surprised if she starts putting the pieces together about Drew's so-called stroke. Carly's smart as a whip. She doesn't miss much, especially when it comes to the people she loves. If she figures out what Willow really did, oh boy, the fireworks are going to light up the whole town. She might even confront Nina head-on about it, and that conversation could change everything between them. Watching all of this play out has me completely hooked, just like it always does. These folks on General Hospital aren't perfect. They make mistakes, they lie, they take crazy chances for the people they love, but that's what makes them feel so real to an old guy like me. It reminds me of life itself. We all do wild things for our kids and our family, even when we know it might blow up in our faces. Nina's fighting with every breath to shield Willow. Valentine's ready to risk it all because that's who he is. And Carly, well, she's Carly. Strong, loud, and loyal to the bone. I'm counting down the hours until the next episode, coffee in one hand and the remote in the other. No matter how tangled this web gets, I can't wait to see how they untangle it. These stories always pull at your heartstrings and keep you guessing right to the very end. Man, what a ride this show still is after all these years. I wouldn't trade my front row seat for anything.